got unmuted. Hello everybody, this is Tim coming at you with a Let's Play of Before We Leave, a game developed by our friends over at Team 17, or published by Team 17, and developed by, let me just double check here, Balancing Monkey. Love that name. So Balancing Monkey Games developed it and Team 17 published it, and I actually picked it up because of Max over in our Discord suggested it, MaxPower. Thanks very much for that, for recommending this game, Max. And I am I'm always looking for that next SimCity that when I was a kid, I played hours and hours and hours of SimCity on the Super Nintendo, and I'm always looking for that next one that will get me there in that same regard, that will let me play for hours, just to let me build and be creative, be non-stressful and stuff like that. And this has been said to be that, basically. And on the eShop, let's see, it says there's a phrase here that he said, just relax. Oh, relax and expand the fabric of your growing societies and create a solar system of happy planets at your own pace. Of course, not everything will go your way, though. Use your wits and research solutions to overcome the challenges that your ancestors once faced. Build settlements for the newly emerged peeps. That's the other thing I liked about it, is they use the word peeps. I love to use that. That word. So anyways, discover and research the ancient technologies around you, manage resources, pollution, happiness to avoid the mistakes of your ancestors, trade between your settlements by sea and by space, explore 6 unique biomes on islands of all shapes and sizes, protect the peeps from the ancient beings that guard the galaxy. So I've been playing the tutorial, and I figured I would stop playing. Well, it was getting late last night when I was playing this, and also I figured, hey, this would be a good point to stop it and share what I've done so far and what I can show you going forward. So let's do continue here. So again, I'm playing the tutorial mode, which is basically, it walks you through steps through how to build things, what the HUD is used for, what you need to use there, what things slowly unlock, so not everything's out in the open, or all accessible, I should say, because from the beginning you can pick tutorial or you can pick another mode, and I just picked tutorial right away because I was like, I've never played this before, I need to know and understand the controls and what options are there. So basically it slowly walks you through the progression of building your biome, essentially. So let's see, here we go. So right now I'm at the point where I have to repair a ship, so we'll get to that in a minute, and I'll explain everything as we go here. Hopefully I remember some of the button layouts, because I've only played it for a few hours last night. We got pretty far in it. So using the left and right triggers, I can zoom in and zoom out, and basically you start off with this doorway. Your peeps are underground, and they've been underground for centuries, and finally they've discovered that they can come above ground. It's safe, the planet's safe, and rebuild. So you'll find and discover old things that were built from the previous generations long ago that you can repurpose and reuse and build into your own things, and one of those things is the ship. So that would be right down here. Yeah, so it's just, it was here as a wreck on the shore, and I was able to research and rebuild, and now I have it here and ready to go. But not yet, let's talk. So one of the things I had to learn to do was build huts, which these are, and I can upgrade them. I just haven't done the research yet enough to know how to upgrade it. but you have to build huts so that people come out of the ground and move into the huts. Then of course you have to feed them, and you start with potatoes, which I did here, and I'm harvesting a farm of potatoes. I got a few of those. And then you can also build a well so you can get water for your peeps. So you're constantly getting those. What else came first? Eventually, you can, once you've got enough people, you start doing research. And then once you do research, you have things in the library. And when you have things in the library, you've got this. It's really small here, definitely, but you can zoom in on it, as you can see. So I'm going to zoom in on here and show you what I've unlocked so far. So some of the things that I've been able to research is an elevator. That was one of the first things, because I had to learn how to build an elevator into the mountain so that I can start doing quarries and getting stone and things like that, and learn how to mine. And then I learned how to do metalwork. Other things I was able to do is learn how to repair, which is what I use for the ship. And then the warehouse, I was able to learn how to store things like food and resources. And then I started learning how to garden. So I'm not just growing potatoes, I'm also growing other vegetation, other vegetables. One thing I have left to learn is the bridge. I haven't had a need for a bridge yet, so I'm not building that just yet, or learning that just yet. But I did learn how to do a school, and I can't remember if I placed that yet or not. But once you build a school, that helps you, kids start appearing. So in the community, kid peeps. So I've some of the some of the other farms I've been able to build here, and then you build roads too. So let me go to full screen here so we can see more elements of the screen. Game only. All right, so here is part of the hub. Over here in the left, lower left corner, I can build roads. I can demolish things and then construct buildings. And then I don't get everything all at once. First start with, like I said, the ability to build a hut. And then I start learning how to do potatoes and water, and then I learn how to grow other vegetables. And then I'll, of course, get to these points once I do. I haven't yet, though. And then the other thing I can gather is wood. And then I learned how to do a quarry. Then I knew how to do the iron mine, like I said before. Then this is some of the research that I've been able to do. Explorer's hut. So there's that. And then I have construction of the elevator and then the warehouses. Oops, I want to select that. My bad. And then we have our iron smelter and tool smith, which I just created. So one of the things too I've learned in this time frame too, if you're familiar with SimCity, like from the past, is certain buildings create certain pollutions. Same goes for here. Some things will create pollution, such as some of the quarries. And then even some of the smithing areas here. So what you can do is I can go hit the minus button, and then you can then see resources that are being used, if the peeps are happy, and then you can check on your buildings, make sure everything's being done there. And then I can also use the R shoulder button and be able to see how things are turning out over here, such as happiness. I can see a map of that. And so I got some idle workers. I need to figure out some things here. efficient and inefficient storage. These are some of these things I'm just learning about too, so looks like I need to work on some of the resources here are being inefficient. All right, so let's see. Show food and drink resources. I wanted to see where pollution is. There it is. Okay. So here's where you can see the pollution at, and that's, of course, in the orange areas. So let's see. Pollution ranges. There we go. So I'm trying to keep houses away from this area because this has got the biggest pollution area. This is pretty big here too, so I didn't even realize that was creating that much pollution. Let's see what we got going on here. There's no peeps here. Burns wood to generate power. See what the options are. See, this is a new thing. I didn't even look at this before. So it looks like I can generate some power when I get to that point. But going back to this view, again, I have the roads I can create. I can build those. Right now it's guiding me, as you can see here in the left menu, to sail your new ship around and find a new island to colonize. So let's do that. So that was the new thing I had there that I was waiting to share with you guys. Before I do that, let me show you one of the things I can do to build, actually. Let's go over here, because I think, I mean, I've got a lot of good resources going on here, but let me build a woodcutter. Build that here. So there. They'll go around on the road. Get to building that. No peeps on that one either. What the heck is going on here? Where are all the peeps? Alright, that's done. Workers. Alright, well, there's some workers working there. Alright, let's go back down to the ship here. See what we can do with this. So as you can see here, let me expand out. I only have this much of the planet explored. So, and I know the worlds are round from what I've seen before, so let's start getting on the ship here and see if we can explore more of this world. Here we go. View additional details from the ship. Queen Mary is bobbing on the water, enjoying the sunshine. Alright, so let's go somewhere. A little fun exploring. There's a lot of water here. Just want to see if there's something that's close by to where I could use that bridge in the library. Learn how to build a bridge. Maybe do that. Let's go over here. Nothing popping up yet. Nothing too close. Fill in more of the planet. Alright. Going around. is to sail around and find a new island to colonize. So the music's very relaxing too. This is actually a great game to just sit and relax and play. One of those games if you take your Switch to bed with you. It's pretty chill. So before we leave and chill. Filling in a lot of the planet. Oh, what's that? Cool. Hey, see, this is where we can do a bridge. Awesome. Let's see. All right, so we found an island. Very cool. All right, we'll come back to that in a minute. We don't want to colonize an island here. Although, you know, could have our very own Hawaii, I guess. Ooh, there's something here. See how the blue is getting lighter? It's a polar ice cap. South Pole. It's playing music. That's cool. Okay, okay, cool. Let's get all the way around. Is this making you dizzy yet? The air shimmers from the heat. Your ship has discovered a new island, but there's no lush grass to be found here. It's a desert as far as the eye can see. You've heard that ancient humans once buried treasure in places like this, but you can doubt any remains. But you doubt any remains. You can grow nearly anything here, but only on the fertile green tiles. Peeps that travel too far from the village will get fatigued. It's hot out there. They'll need appropriate clothing to prevent that. Alright. Interesting. Very cool. So different areas, like my area that I was in had forests and mountains. This has desert, and it's like island type, not island, but it's forest, rainforest. Jeez, oh Pete. All right, let's go over here. Oh, gotta stop there. All right, go over here. There we go. I didn't even notice that there before. There was this blue square here and I didn't even pay attention to it. Let's go here. Ooh, what is that? What is that? It's purple. This tile's already occupied. I'm not trying to occupy it. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Can we go this way? Alright. Alright, definitely more to explore, I see. Alright, I think we've done enough exploring. Let me also close this. Oh, you've discovered a new kind of ancient technology. It was once used to connect the entire planet. Gather it with your explorers to unlock new secrets of the ancients. What was... Oh, that must have been... that. Okay. I guess we could come over here and claim this. Let's see, how far are we? Let's come over here. There we go. Let's bring the ship back over here. Whoops. We need to get back to the ship. There we go. Alright, let's go over here. Bring her around. Let's show the people what we need to do here. Oh. Okay. Ships cannot move on land. Of course you can't. Colonize. Let's start. Let's start here. Yeah, that works. Hey, where's my ship? Okay. We've done it. Your peeps have colonized a new island. Life here is precarious. Alright. So we'll need to rely on the first island for support. Let's find a way to transport resources between islands. Okay. Let's do that. And you've discovered a ruined spaceship, a relic of a bygone age. Your peeps investigating the spaceship wreckage think they'll be able to fix it up. Given time, soon you could be sailing the stars as the ancients once did. Blech. Okay. And look, I have new things to do. Oh, there's the ship. Okay. I didn't realize I got that. I could see that far. Alright, cool. I'm not going to mess with that right now because it's all the way over there and those creatures over there in between us and that ship. Establish your new village, build an explorer hut on the new island, build a library on the new island, research shipping on the new island. Okay, so tasks for me to do, which I enjoy tasks. I enjoy having a direction. And then once I get more familiar with the game, this will allow me to kind of goof around with it like I did with SimCity. But again, this is the basic gist of before we leave. And it's basically a building sim, I guess, if you're strategy and simulation. So again, I bought this on my own thanks to the recommendation by MaxPower. And shout out to Team 17 for publishing this for the Balancing Monkey Games team over there. So far I'm loving what I'm playing, what I'm lots of SimCity vibes here, so I'm loving it. I'm gonna keep playing it, but I would say this is one thing I would wish that they would do a demo for. Do the tutorial, and you know, let people save it and then let them play for maybe hours or a couple hours. Let's see, it says here on my timer I've been playing for 1 hour and 42 minutes. So yeah, give us a couple hours. Give the people a couple hours to try it out. Or even let them get, you know, do the tutorial part up to this point. Say, okay, you built it here. Game is over. You can go finish the tutorial in the full version. So, and continue and save from here. I think that would be awesome. So I hope Team 17 and Balancing Monkey think of that. But again, this is Tim sharing the Before We Leave game for the Nintendo Switch. And thanks for stopping by to check it out. You can come and listen to me and the other Nintendo dads talk about the games we've been playing every Thursday night live or on your podcast feed every Friday morning for the Nintendo dads. Again, this is Tim, and I'll check you later, peeps. Bye-bye.